Guys are able to hear? Guys are able to hear? Speak out, guys. Yeah. So in the previous class, what we discussed about the S3, right? S3, how to create the S3, and I will show you. I will show you how to create the S3 bucket, guys. Mm, so what is the console, guys? aws.amazon.com/console. So sign into the console. Yeah. So once you logged into the console, you need to locate to services, then go to the S3. So what is this, guys? Simple storage service. Simple storage service here. So we want to create the S3 bucket. So here see guys. So bucket, it's already created one bucket. I don't want this bucket, guys. I want to delete this bucket. So delete bucket AWS. Yeah, empty bucket. So permanently delete. Yeah, now I want to delete the bucket S3. Select the bucket and delete the bucket. Just so for the confirmation, enter the name of the bucket. So what is the bucket, guys? AWS 21, AWS DevOps 21. So this is the bucket name. Yeah. Now you understood how to delete the bucket, how to create the bucket. So how you can create the bucket? Yeah, guys. So bucket type, general purpose, and the bucket name is, it's a unique queue, guys. Bucket name must be unique queue within the global names and following the bucket naming rules. So it will be a unique queue, guys. So what is that bucket naming? 360-degree bucket. So 360-degree bucket. So yeah, guys, the ownership of the object ownership. So as of now, you disable the enabled and disable the ownership. So on the public access also. So disable the block. Disable the public access. So bucket versioning disabled and the encryption everything. So bucket key advanced. Just create the bucket. Let's check, guys. I think bucket name. Yeah. So bucket with the name already exists. So 360-degree my bucket. Let's check 360-degree my bucket. Bucket is a unique queue, guys. So bucket ID is unique queue. Yeah, guys. So your bucket is created. What is your bucket name? So 360-degree mybucket.com. You see, guys, 360-degree mybucket.com. You can go to this bucket. So in the bucket, you see the object. So everything will be a object properties. So what is the properties? The bucket versioning, tags, default encryption. So and the server access logging, cloud trail, event notification, the translation, object lock, request for a static website hosting. You see, guys, here, so we can host our static websites in the properties. The permissions. So what are the permissions you need? So we need a bucket public access and the metrics and the management. So here the lifecycle management, lifecycle rule. So we can explain that, we can provide the something like I already told you, right? So the storage classes will be standard and glacier. So we want to move the glacier is the cheapest storage solution. So if you use the cheapest storage S3, so if you use as a glacier, so it will be a very cheap. The cost will be a, so the cost also a very cheap, guys. So something like how often your storage, how often your logs will be, however how often your data will be retrieving from the storage. So if it is once a while in a year, or once a while in a 2 years, or once a while in a 5 years, you can go with the cheapest volume. So cheapest volume. Cheapest volume is the glacier. So if you are accessing the data frequently, if something like a month, within the month you are accessing 5 times or 10 times or 15 times, so you can go with the standard volume type. Standard volume type. Guys, now you understood? Yeah, objects. So if you want to upload the objects, just upload the objects, drag and drop the objects. So for example, um, so yeah, for example, I'm dragging and dropping this object, guys. So I'm dragging and dropping this object. So this is nothing but a AWS billing. So now I am uploading this object. I'm uploading this object. So this is the object, guys. So this is the object. So what is the object? The object is bucket. So what is the bucket? This is the bucket. So 360-degree my bucket dot. So my bucket is the your bucket name. So the objects, videos, images, or text files, whatever it may be, guys, you can upload as a object. So if you want to see this AWS billing, so AWS billing, we need to give the permissions to the file. So what are the permissions? We need to provide the permissions. So here, object owner, I will having the read and write access permissions. So everyone, I want to see this in the browser. So group and authenticated users group, both are the 0 permissions. We want to add the permissions, right? Something like properties. So, so properties, these are the properties, something like a bucket versioning, storage classes, same, whatever we are seeing, right, in the bucket, the same will be available, and the permissions and the versions, right? There is no version is enabled, so that is the reason we cannot see. So here, so if you want to enable the permissions, if you want to enable the permission to the public, how we can enable it. Right, I will show you. No worries. First, we need to enable the bucket as a. So we need to enable the bucket in the something like a, we need to as a public. How we can access as a public? The permissions we cannot see the. So permissions it will see the what are the versioning and the static website everything, right? In the permissions only we need to enable the bucket in the public or private. You see, so block all the public access. So block public access buckets and objects granted to the new access control list. Block public access buckets and objects granted through the any access control list. Block public access buckets and objects granted through the new public bucket are access points. Public block public and cross account access to the buckets and objects through the any public bucket are access points, guys. So right, it's already block all the public access. Save the changes. Confirm savings. So right, it's already block all the public access. Something like I want to bucket policy. So what is the bucket policy? So if you want to enable it or disable it. So again, you want to go to the properties and you guys disable the save the changes. Confirm. Confirm. Right. So we need to the object ownership here, guys. So disable the object's ownership, right? Then the permissions here. Here you see the access control list. Here you see the access control list. So there access control list is disabled. So now I want to enable the object ownership. So here ACL is enabled. So I acknowledge the ACLs, bucket owner preferred, then save the changes. Yeah, now edit the access control list. So here everyone can list and read. Everyone can list and read, right? Then I understood and save the changes. Now your bucket is in public access. Now you see, so the bucket is in the public access. Then go to the bucket and go to the object. In the object, we need to provide the permissions. Right here now you check. So everyone can access and read. So understand and save the changes. Now you want to see the file in the browser. Now you see, so 360 degree mybucket.s3.amazon.com AWS billing. AWS billing. Guys understood? So this is my object. I want to see it in the browser. You can see it by using enabling the ACL permission. So you need to enable the public access for the bucket and the objects, buckets and the objects. So for example, I want to deploy a static website, right? So one second. Hmm. AWX, so what is that, guys? Yeah, I will create a new file, index.html. So open this file and a simple HTML code example. Yeah. So this is the one of the example, guys. Just I'm taking this and save the file. Now index.html properties. Okay, no worries, guys. Yeah. So go to your bucket. So this is your bucket. You want to add the object in the bucket, guys. Object in the bucket. You can go to the here and just drag and drop or upload a file, right? So upload a file. You just drag and drop here. Drag and drop, then upload. Yeah, your file will be uploaded and go to the file. So it's created with the different name. Permissions I'm giving as access to everyone. So again, I want to give it to the read and write permission to this file. We need to provide the access to the every object, guys. So we need to provide the every access to the object. It is not showing the website because of it created as a index.html.txt, right? Let's 1 second. Properties, it need to change Internet Explorer .txt. Cancel properties, change it to Notepad. Yeah, guys. File, save as all files, index.html, save file, save properties. This is the HTML file. Why it is not showing, guys? I want to delete this file. Go to the buckets and I want to delete this file or actions. Select this one, actions. Rename the object. The object rename is start.html. Save the changes. Yeah, now you see, guys, this is the HTML, right? HTML file. Yep, right? This is the index.html. Okay, the problem with guys, it will shows the other page. I will show you index. Yeah, I will copy the other file, guys. 360-degree buckets. So upload, drag and drop, right? This is the one of the file. Just upload it. Right, uploaded, right? Open this file and permissions, edit. Everyone can see it and read it. Save the changes. Yeah, now let's try to access this. Not this one, right? Buckets, 360-degree buckets. This file versioning. Enable the bucket versioning. 1 second, guys. I want to delete this file. Delete objects. Yeah, go to here. So upload, drag and drop, right? So we can drag and drop this file, index file. Upload, index.html. Give the permission to this file. Public, everyone can access. Understood? Save the changes. Now let's check. Why, guys? Why it is not showing? So AWS storage, you can attach the file, guys. So we can try to attach the file in this buckets. 360-degree bucket. Properties, right? So we will go with the properties and the static website, edit static website. Okay, enable host a static website. So here index.html, index.html, then save, guys. Now objects, index.html. Why this is not showing? Let me create properties, right? Static website. This is the website endpoint. Yeah, now I understood, guys. Now we check it. So we created the index.html in the in the file we uploaded, and we enabled the static website. Now if you click this bucket website endpoint, it's showing the website, guys. It's showing the website. Guys, you already know, right? What is static website, what is dynamic website. So if you want to deploy your static website in the S3 bucket also, the replication and the versioning, you guys can explore it. You guys can explore it. So today we will discuss about the VPC appearing. So what is a VPC? What is a VPC? So before going to what is VPC, so uh, we need to check the internet, right? So when we uploaded, when we installed the OS, right? You got the when we install the OS in the virtual machine or instances, you got the IP addresses, right? So how you will get the IP addresses? How you will get the IP addresses? Addresses. So what is IP address? So what is IP address means? So internet protocol. So internet protocol address, guys. So the internet protocol address is something like a 192 dot, so 168 dot 56 dot, for example 103. So what this is? So what this is? And every host having the every instance having the IP address, but we deployed our application in this host, and we deployed our application in the with this host, but this having the IP address. But so we are checking in the browser www.facebook.com, www.facebook.com. So how it opens your website by using the facebook.com. So this is the DNS name, guys. What is this? A DNS name is nothing but a domain naming services. Facebook.com. So how you will create facebook.com by using the IP address? So DNS will create the uh, forward lookup zone and reverse. So reverse lookup zone. So what is forward lookup zone and what is lookup zone, guys? So IP address to name. So name is called as a catchy name, something like a domain name. IP address to domain name, domain name. So domain name, a reverse lookup zone is nothing but a domain name to IP address. It will connect the domain name to IP address. That's the reason. So we are converting this from IP address to a domain name, call it as a facebook.com. Facebook.com, for example. So this is your IP address, and you are converting your IP address to the your IP address to the DNS name. So once you click this facebook.com, it will search the IP address of the Facebook IP address of this is, and your website is deployed on the server. So it will open the pages, index.html and whatever it may be. So because of so so the end user is enabled. So end user is remembering this IP address is difficult rather than the domain name, facebook.com, youtube.com, whatsapp.com, or internet.com, whatever it may be, amazon.com. It will be easy, right? Instead of IP address. So that's the reason. So we are creating the forward lookup zone IP address to the domain name for the every website. So every website, if it is opening from this, if the website is opening from 192.168.56.103, but it is difficult to remember the end user, right? End user wants a catchy names, easy to understand, easy to remember. So for example, facebook.com, he will understood easily, right? So the network VPC is nothing but a virtual private network. What is that, guys? A VPC is nothing but a virtual private network. So VPC, virtual private, so network. So how you can create the VPCs? What is IP address? I will tell you, guys. So I will tell you. So what are the ranges? So when we install the OS, right? We got the when we install the OS, right? We got the 192.168.56.103. So what is that classes of IP address? I will show you, guys. I will show you the classes of the IP address and everything. Yeah, and I'm checking one document, guys. So that will shows the will understand the networking. One second. Is that Kubernetes, 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 Kubernetes. AWS material account, CKA, Git, checking the terminal questions, WhatsApp, download. Where is that, guys? Yeah, got it. Guys, so LAN is nothing but a local area network. WAN is nothing but a wide area network. So within your organization, right? Within your organization, you are working with your colleagues or something like there is no internet. So that is nothing but a LAN local area network. So wide area network is nothing but a internet. You will get the internet. So first of all, what is a network, guys? What is a network? A group of two or more computer devices connected together. For example, you are working in our office, right? So something like you need to share the files or something, guys. HR team share the files to the everyone, right? So that purpose we need to communicate with each other, right? If you want to connect our web servers, if you want to connect anything, so we need a network, guys. So what is the purpose of network? To share the resources like printers, so servers, so folders. So everything is nothing but a network, guys. So what is the advantage of the network? Easy to access the resources, time save and security. What is that, guys? Time save and security. What are the requirements of the network? Computer with operating system. With operating system, we need a NIC, network interface card, or every computer. Every computer you have a network, right? A Wi-Fi or network card. So RJ45 cable, centralized device, hub or switch, IP address for every computer. What is IP address, guys? IP address is nothing but a internet protocol address. What is that, guys? IP address is nothing but a internet protocol address. Types of networks. What are the type of the networks? So LAN and WAN. So LAN is nothing but a local area network. Network devices connected in a limited geographical area within the room, within the building, within the campus. So no service provider existence. Service provider is nothing but a ISP, guys, internet service providers. So computers are connected with the switches. Computers were connected with the switches. So wide area network. So wide area network is nothing but a network devices are in the distant areas. For example, so so your company is located in the Mumbai, Chennai, Hyderabad. So you want to connect with the people. Some development team is here, DevOps team is some other people, some other network team is in some other state. Right? We need to connect. So how we can connect with the WAN? So WAN is nothing but a wide area network. Network devices are in the distinct areas in different cities, different countries. Service provider existence. Networks are connected with the helpers of routers. So with the help of routers, right? Your ISP, internet service providers. So internet service providers, right? Who are the internet service providers, guys? So in our home you have a Wi-Fi, right? The Wi-Fi. So Wi-Fi. So who will provide that internet, guys? Internet also. Internet. So who will provide that internet? Beam, means Act, or Geo Fiber Net, sorry, Airtel, guys. These all are the ISP providers. What is that ISP means? Internet service providers. What is that, guys? ISP providers, internet service providers. Who will provide the service, internet service? The Geo Beam Act, guys. You bought the 100 Mbps, 50 Mbps, 10 Mbps, right? So based on the tariff, you will get the Mbps, right? The speed and the speed upload and the download speed. So we need a right. Who will provide the WAN? ISP providers will provide the internet. So we'll provide the internet. So for example, if you want to connect the Hyderabad and Delhi, we need a service provider because of the local, right? You can connect with the local without internet. You can connect with the local without internet. So if you want to connect from Delhi to Hyderabad, definitely we need a internet to connect the both this. So network devices. So what are the network devices, guys? The network devices are NIC, hub, switch, router. So what is it, guys? NIC is nothing but a network interface card, gives the network service to the computer. Every computer must have the NIC to communicate with the other computers. So to communicate with the other computer. Initially, I told you, right, guys? Dell Power Edge R710, R3710 images. So NIC card. You see, guys, so this is the NIC cards. A server having the four NIC cards. Four NIC cards means NIC means network interface cards. What are those, guys? Network interface card. This is right. So network interface card give the network service to the computer. Every computer must have a NIC to communicate with the other computers. Or you want to get the application from the over the internet? Definitely we need a NIC card. We need a internet. So we need a internet, guys, switches, hub. So if you want a network in your company, when they are using the routers or switches, guys, we don't need, so we don't need this one, guys. Yeah, so the numbering system, binary, octal, decimal, hexadecimal, right? You already knows the conversion also. You already know the conversion also. Yeah, so NIC card address, guys. NIC card, the two addresses are associated with the NIC card, physical address and logical address. So what is that, guys? Physical and the logical address. Physical address we don't need, guys. Logical address is nothing but a internet protocol. So logical address is nothing but a internet protocol. So this is right, IP internet protocol. So every server having the IP address because of NIC is added. So internet protocol L3 address. So that is a 34-bit data decimal notation. And the example is 192.168.6.1. So it is a 32-bit, guys. 4 octant. So this is 1 octant, this is 1 octant, this is on 1 octant, and this is 1 octant. So 4 8 octant, 8 4 octants. So how to assign an IP address? You already knows, guys, how to assign the IP address. So something like if you click this here. So yeah, internet protocol. Yeah, here you are giving the use the following IP address, subnet, and default gateway. So IP address is 192.168.6.1. I will tell you, guys, no worries. So what is the yeah? So system communication. What is a protocol, guys? So something like a system architecture, hardware and software is called as a architecture. Systems with different architectures can communicate because of they have some protocols. So what is a protocol? Protocol is a standard set of rules, operating sequence of the carry out a specific task. For example, DNS, DHCP, HTTP. So how you are getting your website, guys? You are getting your website through the HTTPS protocol, right? So what is this, guys? This is a HTTPS. For example, if you copy this and paste it somewhere, notepad, notepad, you see, guys, HTTP. So HTTP is nothing but a hypertext transfer protocol. What this protocol, guys? Hypertext transfer protocol. So how you will get this page? You will get this page through the HTTP protocol. Now you understood? A protocol is a standard set of rules, operation sequence of carry out a specific task. Example, DNS. DNS is nothing but a facebook.com. So DHCP, HTTP is nothing but a hypertext transfer protocol. So what is a port number? Port number is the channel of communication. You already knows, guys. So what is the port number for the HTTP? HTTP is a protocol. What is the port number, guys? The port number is 80. So what is the port number for the protocol HTTPS? The HTTPS port number is 443. So 443, right? The same way you connected, right? SSH protocol. So the port number is, what is the port number, guys? 22 is the port number. Guys, now you understood? So the protocol and the port number. So port number. So for something like you are learning the Java and everything, right? So how you will get the pages? You will get the pages through the HTTP or HTTPS. So what is the port number for the HTTP 80? What is the port number for the HTTPS 443? So 443. What is the how you can connect with the server Linux server? You can connect with the Linux server through SSH. The port number is 22. Is now understood? So protocol and port number. Port number is a channel of communication. A system can initiate a multiple session with the destination computer. Unique number is required to identify that session. The number is a port number. Port number is a 16-bit value. So range is 0 to 65535. What is the range, guys? Range is 65535 port numbers. Yeah, these are all of the port important port numbers, protocol and the port numbers. Protocol and the port numbers. So OSL is the OSL layer. I think you guys are read on the BTech, right? OSL layers. So if you want, you guys can search it in the Google. What is OSL layers? You will find out everything in the OS layers. Yeah, IP address and subnetting. What is the IP address and subnetting? Yeah, IP addressing is the 32-bit value. So yeah, what is it? 4 octant. Octant is nothing but a 8. So 1 octant, 2 second octant, third octant, and 4 octant. So every octant having the a bit value, decimal value, 0 to 255, 0 to 255, 0 to 255, 05 to 255. So the IP address starts from 0000002, ends with the 255, 255, 255, right? So your IP address is 192.168. So 56 dot something like this. IP address is in this class only, in this range only. So the classes from 0 to 000, so 00002, so 250 to 255, they divided into the classes. They divided into the classes. I will show you that classes. IP address from 0 to 0002, 255 to 255 classified into the 5 classes based on the first octant value. Class A, class B, class C, class D, class E. So how many classes they divided? They divided into the 5 classes. Class A 0 to 127, class B 128 to 199. Sorry. Class A 0 to 127, class B 128 to 191, class C 192 to 223. So our IP address of the server is so 192.168.56. So what is the range, guys? The class, you see, class C range is 192 to 223. Right, our IP address, our server IP address is 192 dot, so 168.56.103. Right, so this is the what is the range of class we are using? We are using the range of class is 192.168.56.103 is nothing but a so in the class C. So we are using class C range IP address, class C range IP address. So AWS is using the default private address is so 172.16 or something like a 172 series. What is that, guys? So 172 series. 172 series is nothing but a class B range. AWS is using the a private IP. So normal private IP, class C, and the so this private IP class B. Class B range. This is the class B range. This is the class C range. So how they are dividing into the class A, class B, class C, I will tell you. Okay. So now you understood, right? Class A, class B, class C, and class D values. Class E. So based on the subnet mask value defines the properties of the IP address. You don't need, guys, this one. So it will be very confusing. Yeah, based on the network, based on the subnet value, the classes will be dividing. So for example, yeah, you if you use the class E network, so how many IP addresses we will get? We will get only 256 IP addresses. So for example, in our company having below 300 people, so you can use the class E network. So in our company having the 65,000, so below 1 lakh or below 65,000, you can use the class B network. Or if you're so in our company having the more than 1 lakh, so more than 1 lakh you can use the class A range. So 10 series, 172 series and 192 series, 172 series and so 192 series is. So based on the octant host group, you will get the subnet value, you will get the IP addresses, how many IP addresses. So for example, 10 series you are using this many, so class B you can use the 65535. Class C we can use the, so we can use the only 254, right? So based on the company people, based on the company people, how many people are working on the company, based on the company, so you will get the you will create our a private address with the classes. We'll create our private address the with the classes. Guys, now you understood, right? IP addressing and IP, right? So now we can check the VPC. Now we can check the VPC. Yeah. So understanding the networking, TCP, IP addresses, understanding the network in AWS, subnet and AWS communications, internet gateway, routing table, security groups and ACLs, cloud front, Route 53, VPN, VPC, and direct connect, load balancing, and auto scaling. Right? You already knows, right? OSM models I already discussed with you, right? IP I already discussed with the IP address, routing, allocation, IP sockets, IP address datagram, field purpose. We already discussed this thing, guys. No worries. So what is VPC, guys? A virtual private cloud is a virtual network dedicated to your AWS account. So in your AWS account, they will provide a dedicated network. Virtual private cloud is a virtual network dedicated to your AWS account. It is logically isolated from other virtual networks in the AWS cloud. So we can launch our AWS resources such as Amazon EC2 instances into your VPC. We can configure your VPC, so we can select its IP address range, create subnets, configure route tables and network gateways and security settings. So by using VPCs, we can create it, right? So we already created the AWS EC2 instances, right? EC2 instances, but not discussed in the VPC. So we created so as a default VPCs. If you launch a EC2 instance, right? Launch EC2 instance, so they will ask the which VPC you want to connect. So you need to create a, yeah. So this is the part of the VPC networking part. So VPC we selected as a default VPC. So default VPC and default subnets, they will create it. If we are not selecting any, if you are not creating any VPC, they will they will take the default VPCs. So they already created the predefined one. If you are not selecting, it will take a default VPCs. It will take a default VPCs, default VPCs. Guys, understood? Create a VPC. Log into the AWS console. Navigate to the service VPC. Your VPCs. Click create a VPC. So when you create a VPC, you specify the set of IP addresses in the form of the classes interdomain routing. Say what is that? So cider block. The cider block, name call it as a cider block. Cider block is nothing but a cashless inter-domain routing, for example 10.0.0. by 16. For more information about the CIDR notation, so what slash 16 means, the classification of inter-domain routing. You can assign a single CIDR block to the VPC, allowed block size between slash 28 netmarks slash 16 netmarks. In other words, so VPC can contain 16 to so 65535 IP addresses, 65535 IP addresses, guys. Yeah, you guys can create your own VPC, cider blocks, and create a subnets. So create the subnets and create an internet gateway. If you want an internet, you can create the internet gateways. So so create a route table. You want to routing from the network, right? Route tables. So RDS. So we can, if you want a internet on your we instances on internet on our instances, you need to go to the create a VPC, and in the VPCs already every VPC having their a virtual private cloud. They have a their default VPCs. If you are not creating any VPC, so it will create automatically, right? So the VPC is one VPC, subnet 6, route tables 1, internet gateways 1, so DHCP options 1. These all are the predefined. These all are the predefined. It's already a predefined. You see, guys, this is the VPC. So this is a default VPC. It's already created a default VPC. So this is the default VPC. In the VPC, you need to create the subnets. In the subnets, you need to create the route tables, and then network connections, internet gateway. If you want to get the internet from your instance, definitely we need to create the internet gateways and route tables and subnets and VPC. So you see, guys, VPC, subnets, route tables, internet gateways, and the DHCP options, elastic IPs, endpoints, NAT gateways, peering connection, network ACLs, so security groups, so rule groups, so domain licenses, so firewall, so the VPN, virtual private network. So right, everything will be covered in the VPC, guys. Guys, understood? You guys can explore. You guys can explore on the VPCs, guys. You guys can explore on the VPCs. How to create a VPC? You can create a VPC by using create a VPC. We can need to provide the cider blocks and everything. So guys, you can create something like you need to provide the cider block and VPC name. Then you need to create the subnets. Then you need to create the gateway router tables. Then you need to create the internet gateways. Then only we can get the internet from your your instances, either S3 or whatever it may be, guys. If you want the internet on your even services, definitely we need to create the internet gateways and the route tables and subnets and VPCs. Guys, now you understood? So this is nothing but a UPC, guys. You guys can explore the VPC, guys. Okay. Yeah, guys, we end up this session. So if you want to watch it again, guys, you guys can go through it, the channel Tech World with Hari, guys. You can go through it, and yeah, guys, there is a playlist called so 360-degree Linux AWS freshers. I will upload this recording into this group, guys. You want to, you guys can watch these recordings, or I can create a I make IT batch March 2024. So this contains all the DevOps Linux AWS DevOps videos, guys. If you want, you can watch it. So this is also a DevOps batch. This is a DevOps zero to hero. So on the so this is also a DevOps batch. So I am uploading all the recordings into the YouTube, guys. If you want, you can watch it from the from first to I think this having 40 or 45 classes. You guys can go through these classes. You will better understand about the Linux and the AWS and the DevOps, guys. Okay. Yeah, guys. So we'll continue from the Monday, the next batch, guys. So thank you. Thank you so much. Any doubts, guys? Josna, Anusha, Vamshi, Venkat. Okay, guys. Thank you. Thank you so much. So we'll continue from the next batch.